Hello ladies and gentlemen and movie lovers of all kind, and welcome back to the channel. As always, I am your host, Brett Murphy, and for today's video it is going to be, yes, you guessed it, another ranking. And I am going to be ranking all 5 Bourne movies. Jason Bourne or David Webb, Treadstone or Blackbriar, Gun or Pen. The Bourne franchise is among the best out there in the action and spy thriller genres, with 5 movies currently in the series and the most recent one being released in 2016. How does this franchise hold up nearly 2 decades after it first began? Before we hop into the actual ranking, I just wanted to let you know that I have an entire playlist dedicated to all of my ranking videos. So be sure to check that out, and I guarantee you'll find something you like. And so with all that being said, let's hop right into things. Number 5, The Bourne Legacy. I feel this movie is actually severely underrated because it gets a ton of shit just for being a part of this franchise and not starring Matt Damon. However, there's still much to enjoy and lots of fun to be had. It's got solid action, it's well shot, and well acted, with Jeremy Renner and Rachel Weisz taking over the lead roles. I actually applaud how they tried to keep this series alive by doing something different. A spin-off, but it is very much so still set in this universe. And it starts off strong by being directly interwoven with the events at the end of the Bourne Ultimatum. Then it sort of veers off and gets a bit too far-fetched as it progresses. I mean, experimental enhancing drugs are one thing, but they have one guy that's basically just a Terminator near the end. James Newton Howard's score is good as expected, but John Powell is definitely missed. The ending feels abrupt, and Edward Norton is painfully wasted. Number 4, Jason Bourne. It's basically Bourne with a facelift. Jason Bourne retains much of what you loved from the other Paul Greengrass directed Bourne flicks. Exciting and chaotic action, thrilling chase sequences, yet another rabbit hole for our hero to fall down, and of course, Matt Damon back in the driver's seat. I've never loved Greengrass's style of editing, and I still don't here. But that final car chase sequence is fantastic. Alicia Vikander was a great new addition to the franchise. Tommy Lee Jones plays Tommy Lee Jones, and the newest asset that has been tasked with hunting down Jason Bourne has a personal vendetta which really elevates the stakes. The biggest issue going against this movie, however, is that it feels like a forced cash grab. The Bourne Ultimatum had the perfect ending, and it should have just been left at that. The story is just fine. I mean, I guess it fits in, but at the end of the day, this movie is alright. It just really doesn't need to exist at all. Number 3, The Bourne Supremacy. This was Paul Greengrass's first time in the director's chair of this franchise, and he delivered one exceptional sequel. Where the Bourne Identity delves more into, well, Jason Bourne's identity, Supremacy dives deeper into his past with the agency, as well as the deep-seated corruption within the CIA, Black Ops missions, assassinations, and the backstabbing world of politics and cover-ups. Believe me, it's far more interesting than it sounds. The movie really comes out swinging because it kicks off with quite the shock. Carl Urban is a worthy adversary for Bourne physically, while Joan Allen plays a phenomenal opposite to our hero at the CIA. As I've already said, I don't much care for Greengrass's style of editing, and sadly I think it's at its worst here. Number 2, The Bourne Identity. The one that kicked off this franchise is still among its best and as good as ever. Matt Damon was perfectly casted in the titular role, and just like the poster says, he is Jason Bourne. The movie is very well shot and boasts some extremely exhilarating car chase sequences, and intense fight scenes. Not to mention, Jason Bourne killed a guy with a pencil before it was cool, John Wick. Well, a pen, not a pencil, but same thing. The storytelling here is top-notch, as it perfectly blends mystery and intrigue with a spy thriller. We as the audience know just as little as our hero does, so we really feel like we are along for every step of the ride, as we too pick up the little breadcrumbs here and there, as we try to piece together who Jason is, and why these people want him dead so bad. This is truly one of the all-time greats of the genre. Number 1, The Bourne Ultimatum. The perfect conclusion to a damn near perfect trilogy. As we near the end of Jason Bourne's journey, or so we thought for nearly a decade, the last batch of secrets are at stake and unfold. Who really is Jason Bourne? How did he end up in the Treadstone program? What is Blackbriar? How far back does all of this go? And how deep does the corruption run? All of the cards are on the table in this high-stakes, hard-hitting, fast-paced finale. Once again, I still don't absolutely love Paul Greengrass's editing choices when it comes to the fight scenes, but it is a bit more manageable in this one than it was in Supremacy. And that style, though, I do think works pretty well for the always thrilling car chases. In the end, this franchise really should have just ended here, as it wrapped things up magnificently well. And just a little extra special shout out to John Powell for his marvelous composing of this trilogy. Iconic. So that is all for today's video, folks. Be sure to let me know down in the comments if you agree or disagree with my ranking. And feel free to let me know what ranking you'd like to see me do next. If you enjoyed that video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. And if you'd like to see more content, consider subscribing to my channel and ringing that little bell icon. That way you can be notified about all of my latest uploads. And as always, stay safe. Thank you so much for watching. And that's a wrap. Hey you, yeah you, if you made it this far, just know I appreciate you, and while you're here, consider hitting that subscribe button.